Today we're going to try Devour's spicy gochujang pork mac and cheese bowl. Kind of new-ish, the Devour big bowls. I've always been a fan of Devour meals. I think that they've generally been of a high quality. They do lean a little bit too far into the mac and cheese. I wish every meal wasn't some kind of mac and cheese. But yeah, I appreciate Devour's quality generally. And on the back here, we only use top-notch ingredients. And so far, that's been the case for me. We've added a bold and spicy twist to the mac and cheese you know and love. First, we begin with al dente pasta shells. Then we top them with tender pork and red bell peppers. Finally, we top it all off with our spicy gochujang cheese sauce, shredded cheddar, and mozzarella cheeses. Cravings beware, okay? What else we got below that? When you get a craving, is it for something spicy, cheesy, or maybe you're all about creamy and savory? Whatever you're craving, the Devour brand has a decadently delicious dish just waiting for your mouth to discover it. That's a weird sentence. The Devour brand has a decadently delicious dish just waiting for your mouth to discover it. I don't think you need to put it. Just waiting for your mouth to discover it. I don't know. In every recipe, we put big flavor first because we understand that it takes extraordinary taste to fulfill a real craving. That whole blurb right there is just odd. Like, it's worded really weirdly. Okay. I should say I bought this $4.24 at my local grocery store, which is H-E-B. I think they're at Walmart for like about the same price. So, yeah, putting it firmly in like the mid-tier of frozen meals. Not cheap, but not like $6 plus like some of the more, I guess, higher quality ones are. So firmly in the mid-tier. Remove tray from outer carton. Pull back corner of film to vent. Place bowl on a plate. Interesting. Cook on high for 3 minutes. Peel back film. Stir. Replace film. Cook on high an additional 3 minutes. So 3 minutes, stir, 3 minutes. But they want us to put it on a plate for some reason. Let me see what it looks like before we microwave. Well, not really much you could tell there, other than the amount of pork, which is not too much, and the amount of red bell pepper, which again doesn't seem to be too much, because I'm pretty sure it's all ladled on top. Beneath is just macaroni. I don't think they stirred any in. But, yeah, we'll see how it looks like when it comes out of the microwave. How it looks like, what it looks like, whatever. Alright, here's the gochujang mac and cheese out of the microwave for a couple minutes, letting it cool down. Not too many red bell peppers in there. I was kind of hoping for more on that front. Makes me curious to look at the ingredients because they specifically call out red bell pepper in like the little blurb. Let's see, cooked enriched pasta product, of course, sauce, half and half, interesting. Gochujang style red pepper sauce, red chili pepper, fermented soybean paste, pear puree concentrate, salted sake, interesting. Yeah, this has some very interesting ingredients. Sharp cheddar cheese, sea salt, dried garlic, onion powder, black pepper, crushed red pepper, cooked seasoned shredded pork, sharp cheddar cheese, slim part skim mozzarella, Okay, red bell peppers is in fact the last ingredient, so fair enough. I guess they're putting more of everything else in there, which is like probably what you want. So let's get a bite. I let it cool down long enough, so I'm going to try and get a bite and just try it. But yeah, very interesting list of ingredients there. And it smells interesting. Oh, this is quite excellent. I mean, I was a little worried picking up this Devour Big Bowl. Something about it was throwing me off, but Devour delivered again. Like, looking at the ingredients list, it was a little bit confusing. But these things really do work together. In fact, the only real criticism I would have of this meal is that it's not very spicy. They're calling it spicy gochujang pork mac and cheese, but the spice is minimal. It's like less than a mild packet of Taco Bell sauce, which I appreciate personally because I'm not a big spice fan. Like, I feel like this level of spice is pretty good for me, and that you can feel that there's a little bit of heat there, but there's not really any attack, if that makes sense. Like, I can feel that there's some spice there, but I'm not having to process it actively. Like, it's just in the background. I'd say all that spice probably comes from the gochujang style red chili pepper sauce, which is made up of water, sugar, and red chili pepper powder, fermented soybean paste, pear juice concentrate, salted sake, blah, 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 blah. That's all like in that sauce. But I think 99% of that heat is coming from red chili pepper powder, and it's not very much. So that's the only thing I really have to say bad about it. Like, I think maybe you could put a little bit more pork in there, but it doesn't really matter because it kind of homogenizes into one big gloopy mac and cheese. And I'm saying gloopy, I don't mean that in a bad way. It homogenizes into one big, bowl meal. It actually takes the concept of a big bowl meal and makes it work as one big bowl meal when you stir it all together. And it just tastes great. Like, it's cheesy, it's creamy. The noodles have a good texture. They talk about al dente noodles. I don't know how it works through the microwave, but they still maintain their texture pretty well. Maybe you could put a little bit more cheese in here, but you don't really need it because the sauce has a nice flavor to it that is carrying everything else. So yeah, I have nothing bad to say about this Devour Big Bowl Spicy Gochujang Pork Mac and Cheese. 42 grams of protein, apparently. Let me look back on here and see if I can think of something bad by looking at the ingredients. Well, one, sodium, but that's every frozen meal is like that. But really interesting, saturated fat, 19 grams, 95% daily value. So this has 95% of your saturated fat daily value in this one meal, but also 82% of your protein. So, I mean, you're really getting a lot out of this calorie-wise, good and bad. It's a big bowl. It's a big meal, 14 ounces. It'll fill you up. I don't really have... I got nothing bad to say. Maybe add your own hot sauce if you're actually looking for something spicy. But otherwise, I like it. I'd buy it again for $4.24. I think it's a decent deal, decent meal. 5 out of 5. And with that, I will see you all next time.